All right, we're going to go ahead and do the first couple of problems for this Geometer Sketchpad activity. I'm going to begin by opening Geometer Sketchpad. You'll find that in your Start menu at All Programs, Math and Science, and Geometer Sketchpad. I'm going to go ahead and maximize these menus, so these windows. Just click this button to maximize and this one here to maximize again. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and show the grid. So I'm going to go ahead and graph and show grid. And the first function we're supposed to plot is y equals x squared. So to do that, move the cursor to the graph drop-down, pull-down menu, click it, and go to plot new function. This is where you'll type in the function. You don't have to type in y equals, it automatically assumes that. So we're only going to type in x squared. So we're going to do x caret, which is raised, and second power. So now we see that it says f of x equals x squared, which is what we want. Click OK. And this is our graph, f of x equals x squared. I'm going to click off of the function to unselect it. And the second function we're supposed to graph is y equals 3x squared. So I'm going to do that again. Go to graph, plot new function, and this time we'll type in 3x squared instead of x squared. 3x raised to the second power. And we can check to make sure that this does look like the function that we're supposed to plot from the PowerPoint. OK again, and unselect. So now we have our first function y equals x squared here, and our second function y equals 3x squared. We need to create a text box to do a little bit of discussion on the functions. So to do that, here is A that selects the text box, and we can draw the text box here. And we notice that the two functions are marked by f of x and g of x right here, so we can just go ahead and call them by those names. So let's take a look at some of the similarities. Similarities, just click here. Well, both functions are parabolas, and they both open upwards. What else do we notice? Well, it looks like they share a vertex. So another similarity could be that they both have a vertex at the origin. What about differences? Well, it looks like one that even though both functions open upwards, one opens faster than the other. And in fact, the y equals 3x squared seems to be increasing faster by a factor of 3. So our differences could be, we can list the difference as saying that g of x is growing 3 times faster than f of x. Okay. And the last thing we want to cover would be domain and range for the two functions. So domain, let's do them one at a time. So f of x domain is, well, it appears that the function can extend left and right forever. So this would be all real numbers. And the range, well, if we look at how the low y value to the high y value, the lowest starting point looks to be 0, and it continues to climb up. So I have to say that y is greater than or equal to 0. Well, I can do y is greater than 0, but that's not the greater than or equal to sign, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and underline it. So that gives me my y is greater than or equal to 0. And then you can do the same thing for g of x. Okay, so you'll type in an additional line for g of x, list its domain and also its range. One last thing to add is what are you supposed to do after you do this function? Well, you can click out and you're out of the text box, but to go to a new page where you're going to make the next set of functions, make sure you go to File and Document Options, and just click Add Page, add a blank page. Okay, so now you've created a second page tab. You can go back to the first page by clicking tab 1, click tab 2 to start your next page where you'll input the next set of functions.